Welcome to the Absurdity Podcast. With us today we have Beaver, Space Cowboy, and DK.
This is off the rails.
Yeah, did I say? Yeah,
You said
welcome to Off the
Absurdity
Rails.
Podcast.
You said Absurdity Podcast.
Welcome to Off the Rails. I mean, same thing.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, buddy!
I didn't bring the things. I didn't have things, but I didn't bring the things.
Oh, I was gonna say there's things.
I mean, did you plan something?
I tried to. It didn't work out.
I tried to plan.
Welcome to Off the Rails.
No, I really did try to plan something, but it didn't work. It didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. So I was gonna fake it, but then I was like, no, I won't.
We won't fake it. So no birthday special.
No birthday.
It's just a special birthday for the boy.
I was gonna have someone
I'm
sing you
gonna
happy
work on it.
birthday in the thickest accent they can muster.
Just didn't happen.
And I think you might know who it might be. Maybe? No? Old guest of the show.
Oh, the other Drake?
No, old Jorge.
Oh, Jorge! Well, why didn't he do it?
He said he couldn't do it.
Wait, he could. What do you mean he couldn't do it?
He says, I mean, he's
For like legal reasons, like he doesn't want to have anything offensive.
because he's in the military.
So
I don't think they can do anything.
military's doing a lot of offensive shit.
I don't think they can do anything racial, and him doing the thickest Mexican accent he could do might be a
No,
little
it's
bit
okay
racist.
because look at him.
I don't even know what he looks like.
He looks Hispanic.
Have you seen
Like he would learn. Yeah. We were on video.
Oh yeah, we were.
We were on video together. Yes,
I
we
don't
were.
know. I have no idea what's
for a
going
brief
on
second.
right now.
He's literally
Fisting heifers with Jorge. Did you not listen to that episode?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Can't say that I did.
That was a fun episode.
It was difficult.
The only guest
because-
we've ever had on the show. Well,
I was a guest
I
at
mean-
once.
Yeah, I was okay. That's why I said well.
Well, that's why you didn't let me finish.
First guest we ever had on the show.
Well, I was going to say with the longevity of the others, they were basically guests.
The other.
The other.
Just guests.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I remember.
I don't know if he even still.
I
listens.
remember the other one that initially said he was going to.
Yeah,
be on.
who was supposed to start this podcast with us.
Yeah, and I
And
was
never
super
did.
psyched to see him. Like
Yeah.
I was so ready for him to be
Yeah.
here.
That one.
He, well, he's never been on the show.
Have we
Who was
have we
it?
called him out yet?
No,
How
his
do
name
we
is
call him?
Jr.
JR.
Yeah, JR.
He was dating my
I was about to say his full
ex-wife
name.
for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
He was the original third member of the show before the show even started.
He said he was hyped for it. Like he
did?
We had talked about it and everything.
And when Dale backed out of the live show,
Yeah.
he said he would come to the live show.
Uh-huh.
And then 3 days before, when I texted everyone and said, "Hey, you guys still coming to the show?"
Yeah.
I never heard from him.
Never heard from him.
Literally haven't heard from him since.
Flake.
Yeah, he totally flaked.
Yeah,
Dang it.
JR, if you're listening, you fucking flake. You're still free to come on anytime you want.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like absolutely, we
I
would love
won't
to have
hold
you
my
on.
breath.
But I'm going to give you shit. Like if you come on, I'm going to give you shit.
I
but I
will
want
literally
you to be on.
never hold my breath for that. Because
I
I've
want-
actually invited him over to the house several times, and he's flaked on that. So,
Is he still dating your ex-wife?
no.
Oh.
No. She, oh, you know what? Screw
You
it.
want to talk about this?
They broke up because she didn't feel like she was in love with him.
There you go.
Which is the same reason we split up.
Well, there you go.
I put quotations because from what I've heard, from what I physically heard, it's a totally different story. When I was in our apartment, I walked outside to have a cigarette, and she was upstairs with one of our friends, and he said, "Oh, your tits are hanging out," and she goes, "Oh, I don't care."
Oh.
And then he said, "Oh, well, I mean, it'd be like if my dick was hanging out." She'd be like, "Yeah, I wouldn't care about that either."
Uh-huh.
I was like, and I literally leaned forward and I said, "Huh, that's interesting," and I locked the door. She didn't have the key.
Oh, no.
She got to sleep somewhere else that night, probably with him.
Probably with her tits out.
Probably, and I don't even care. I slept wonderfully.
I had a whole bed to myself.
Yeah.
Finally got to jerk off in my own bed.
See, this is why I'm trying to avoid the Cavalier curse of 2 marriages.
Well, you gotta get the first one out of the way.
Yeah, you got to get the first one. out.
See, that's the thing is I'm. If I can keep
There's
on
nothing
putting
wrong
off-
with it, though. I mean, it happens.
I mean, but it's also like
It's not a Cavalier curse. It's a human curse. Like 80% of marriages end in divorce.
Well, not only that, but it's just like first marriage, kid, second marriage, kids. And it's just like I'm really
wrong with
trying.
it.
I'm really trying to keep it just the one try.
I think it's cool to wait until post 25. If not, because you and Sean have been together for a while, but I'm saying
6 years.
like just because your brain, you're gonna be like 6 more different people by the time that you're.
I literally told somebody the exact same thing. They were like 16 or 18, and they're complaining about things. I'm like, you're literally going to go through like 9 more different personalities before you become the person you're going to be. So
Yeah.
just be who you're going to be, and if something doesn't work in that time span, then it doesn't work.
Yeah, just do what you want to do.
Because if you think like, oh, well, that could have been something, no, it couldn't, because you would have been somebody different later anyways, and so it wouldn't have been compatible.
Listen, the reason Rayleigh was born was because I was told that what's the word I want to use?
Because you love your daughter, and because you're grateful that you have her, is what you meant to say.
Yes, but like this was before she was born, so that is not a true statement necessarily. It is now, but it wasn't then.
Oh, listen, I
wasn't a dad yet.
Yeah.
I built up a platform for you, and then you took down the platform and then dug a hole.
No.
He's
The
still not a
statement
dad.
is true now, and has been since she was born. But beforehand, I was told I wasn't ready to be a dad.
Yeah.
So you said, I'll show you.
Yes. And guess
And you
what?
banged a slut.
Yes. But I'm a good dad. So, and I was ready to be a dad. And I'll always be ready to be a dad. My kids are awesome. I love having kids. Best things that ever happened to me.
There you go. You got kids.
Yeah.
He's a
I got 3 of them.
pretty solid dad.
Yeah.
I'm not a dad.
I want a kid.
I don't have kids.
Kids are fun.
If you're
Kids are-
if someone's offering kids, that's it.
Yikes.
I don't want that. I don't want the kids right
No.
now.
But people think like, because a lot of people are like, why don't you just adopt? It's like I have a weird thing where like
Well-
I kind of want to see my child be born.
Not only that, but like adopting as a single person.
Well, they're talking about like in the future. Why don't you just adopt?
Well, I mean,
And it's just like I kind
we
of
talked about doing getting. That sounds terrible.
We won't get one of them there adoption kids.
No,
get one of the brown ones.
a foreign exchange student.
Yeah, housing a foreign exchange student.
Buying
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that because my mother-in-law did that when my wife was younger, and she was like, I would love to do that. I was like, I would too, but I would like our kids to be a little bit older before we do that.
Yeah. Understandable.
God, I just have such a lack of trust for people I don't know though. So it'd just be like, oh,
I want a Korean kid.
You want a Korean
Yeah.
kid? You like want?
yeah.
You wanna
Like
adopt a Korean kid?
like money
No, like,
value,
of
he
course,
desires a Korean
So
kid.
you want a Korean student to come stay with you. You don't get a Korean kid in that
No,
situation.
he wants a buy one get one free. A Korean student that comes with a Korean baby.
No. I mean, like, like a foreign exchange student. I mean, from
You'd like to
Korea.
house? Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. How's a Korean student?
Or from the Philippines or something like that. Yeah, I think it'd be awesome.
Like
Just
East
so-
Asian is
I'd
what.
buy
You're,
a
just like
Filipino.
kind of learn like a new culture.
yeah.
Because I could
feel
learn
like
just as much
Filipinos
from
are
them
cheap.
as they can from us.
Exactly.
Like so, that's what I want to do. Like,
Yeah. You want a little bit of a cultural trade.
like I don't want a European.
I want to
kid.
experience purchasing
want
a
another white
foreign
kid.
person.
Like, yeah, I don't want to. I want a different culture. Like, I don't
I
want.
want to own every color brown.
That's not what I'm saying.
It's not.
You go straight racism, like all the time, just straight racism. No, like I don't want. Yeah, I mean, I don't want a kid from Europe because I don't feel like they're.
Because it's white. You
No,
want to get a brown kid?
no, I just don't feel like their cultures are that much different.
Yeah,
than ours.
like basic European culture,
Yeah.
like English or
Yeah.
You get
Italian.
you
I
get
want
surprised
a
once you go to like Ukraine, Slovenia.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I want like
Latvia.
a completely different culture. Completely different.
I feel like there's some race aspects to this. They're just
There's
not
not,
saying. You're really like secluding white people and then saying I only want POCs.
I mean, I have 3 white kids, so yeah. I mean,
So let's get a little color mixed in here.
yeah. How is that racist?
I didn't say it was racist. I said
You're
there was
insinuating it's
no.
racist.
I said there was race involved. Saying that it's racist. No. Don't you gaslight me. Fucking
Sound a little racist to me.
fucking libtard.
It sounded like you were trying to call me racist.
I would never.
I wouldn't say never.
Shut up, you fucking bigot.
That's the word you was looking for.
Yeah.
He's just
Or,
been tiptoeing around it until he can finally find it.
yeah, you insult.
Oh my goodness. I kind of lost the train of thought.
Yeah,
too.
after talking about Korean kids, I don't know.
So
what
this
were
week
talking
we
about.
are.
Oh yeah, tell us about the beer.
Yeah.
The beer of the week. We are drinking the Tulsa Flag Blonde Ale.
Delicious, by the way.
It is really
It is good.
It's crafted by Dead Armadillo Brewery in Tulsa, another Oklahoma beer for us.
Caution, taste ahead.
It is very good. It's got a little hoppier finish than I had anticipated.
Visit them at thebrewery.com.
Yeah,
Da
Brewery.
Brewery.
DABrewery.com. Flat in your can, 12 ounces, blah, blah, blah. It is...
He read flat in your camp.
This is a blonde ale, or this blonde ale is crafted with Old World specialty malts, which lend color and complexity to an otherwise simple recipe. American hops provide subtle earth and spice flavors along with fruit and citrus aromas, which can combine to create a delicate sense of balance. Designed from the ground up to be drinkable, above all else, you'll find it also pairs well with most foods.
Well, unfortunately, we have no food
No
to pair
food.
with.
You don't have any pizza
But
this week.
Dead
hot
Armadillo,
sauce.
if you would like to sponsor the show,
Yeah, sponsor the show, Dead Armadillo.
we are
will-
dead.
I
I
We
will
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 drink your beers weekly.
weekly.
Weekly beer drinking.
Yeah.
We will try all your beers. And
Yeah.
I
Tulsa Flag.
I'm gonna. You know what? Here. So out of 10, I would definitely give this like a 7.5.
For me,
yeah, I'd say about 7.5.
7.5. Like it has
Maybe 8.
it has a great like when I taste it, like it tastes dark, like it tastes like a dark hop, and it has a decent aftertaste.
It's got a little bit of a bitter aftertaste
it's
for me.
too much hops for me, so I'm gonna give it.
Well, it's giving you you're really burpy.
Yeah, it's. I mean, but that's beer, but it's very hoppy, like
Yes,
that
it is.
bittery finish.
Mhm.
Which I tend to avoid at this point in time. I had my long time with IPAs, and now I just really don't care much for hops. I'm gonna give it it's a good beer. It is a good beer. I'm gonna give it a solid 7. I'm gonna give it a solid 7.
I'll say this is the reason it's 7.5. This is not a beer I would chug.
Mhm. No,
Like
no.
I would
No,
not
this
shotgun
is a
this
sipping
beer.
No,
This would be painful.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it
too
would, yeah.
because it has the citrus aftertaste, which makes it a little acidic on the
Mhm.
tongue afterwards.
It's got that little. Yeah, it's got that bitter.
It,
Like, right
it,
there
it
at
has
the
a,
end,
yeah, it has that little bitter tingle. at
where you're
the
like,
end of
if
it.
you got all of that at once, you'd be like,
Oh yeah, it would hurt.
Yeah, it would hurt
But
really
I
bad.
mean, just letting it roll off your tongue while you're drinking it, it's delicious. I like it.
I like that Off the Rails has turned into a beer tasting podcast.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it too.
There you go.
I'm not ashamed.
I
of
think I'm
it.
going to start rating every beer that we get because
We should.
No, I think that's part of what we should do. Definitely.
We should. 100%.
What was last week's again? Do we remember?
No,
I can't remember what it's called.
we
now.
can remember on Thursday.
Yep.
Even then, I probably
wish
won't
we
remember.
wish we had the bag.
Yeah, 86'd it.
We never had a bag.
No,
No, he had a bag that he put all of them in.
It was a Marshall Brewery.
Marshall Brewery, if you
It
want
was
to sponsor
Marshall
us, that'd be
Brewery,
great
so
too.
it was.
It wasn't. Yeah.
It was Marshall. I think the bag's outside still, but
Yeah, he's going to look for that.
this one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a little hoppy for me. Like it's a
I'm not yawning because I'm bored. I'm just
it's been a day.
the slow drinking of beer has made me very tired.
Sleepy
Marshall Brewing Company, Grand Lake.
Grand Lake.
That's right, Grand Lake.
It was a what ale? It was a pale ale.
Yeah.
It was a pale ale. It wasn't as hoppy as this.
Last week's was slightly better than this.
Yeah, I think last week's was a 7.5 in my book compared to this.
For me, I'll probably
I
give it
love
an 8.
beer, so I'll give last week's an 8.5.
I'll give it an 8 because I want to even with this.
Okay, so
But I'm super not picky. Like
last week's rated an 8. This week's rate's about 7.5.
Wait, was that the was that the average? What did you give it
I gave it 8.5.
last week?
Yeah,
I
well,
gave
he,
it
he
eight.
said 8.
8.
You said 7.5.
Yeah, so that's an 8.
8.
8.
This week I gave it
7.5.
7.5, 7.5, and you gave it 7.
Yeah,
So we'll just say 7.5.
yeah, give it a 7.5. So okay, so here I'll actually I'm gonna write this down in the book.
Yep, we'll keep track
Oh,
of
at
this.
the end, yeah. At like the end, we're going to see like
At the
who
end of
did
the year.
best.
We'll do it at the end of the year.
At the year, end of the month, because it'd be like we do 4.
And the month is now.
Yeah, like
Oh, that's fair.
We're
But
starting a new month.
I'm saying starting a new.
Oh, well, this is a new month.
This is
well,
a
like I
new.
said, we're just gonna keep doing it. I just want to keep the list going as long as we're
But
as long as
I think
we're
we
doing
should.
beers.
I think we should do beginning of the month. We
But-
should do best of last month.
Beer companies, if you want to sponsor us for Off the Rails,
Hell, if you just want to send us a 6-pack for
Yeah.
Off the Rails, fuck.
But we need a PO box for that, so
Yeah, we
we're
do
gonna have
need
to
a
open
PO.
up a PO box.
Yeah, we do need to open.
I thought you said we have to pee a lot for that.
Well, we do that too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that as well, but
Oh.
yeah,
Why are people so inconsiderate of a podcast?
Yeah, we're trying to make a podcast, guys, and you're out here
Jesus.
ripping around on your four wheelers. But so it goes. Marshall Grand
Such
Lake.
is life.
Such is life.
Grand Lake 8.
7.5. Oh, that's an 8.5, or that's an and 0.5.
And ampersand.
Ampersand. point.
Ampersand.
Wait, no.
Grand Lake was 8.
No, yeah.
Grand Lake
Yeah,
was 8.
Oh, yeah.
Grand
yeah.
Lake was 8.
This week is 7.5.
This
7.5,
week,
yep.
this week is 7.5. Anyway, so what do we want to talk about?
I saw a news story this week that really is kind of like a news headline.
Oh my god, do you remember when we did that?
Yeah.
The like obvious headliners?
Yeah.
Oh my god, those are so fun.
So I saw it on Facebook. I was scrolling through and I was like, I read the headline and I was like, yeah, duh. But polar bear attacks a 32-year-old woman who jumped into a polar bear enclosure at Berlin Zoo.
What?
Is that like the guy who thought he was friends with the bears and then like went into the woods and was like, oh my god, it's still warm.
Hold on. The news headline doesn't even give the juice of the story. A 32-year-old woman who jumped into a polar bear enclosure during feeding time at Berlin Zoo on Friday was mauled by one of the polar bears. She was bitten several times before being rescued. A woman jumped into a polar bear enclosure and was mauled by a bear. The woman leapt over the bars at Berlin Zoo, Germany, during the bear's feeding time. Why does it keep repeating itself? Despite the efforts of zookeepers to distract the four predators, the woman was bitten several times on her arms and legs by one of the bears. Zookeepers eventually managed to push the bear away and pull the woman to safety. The 32-year-old woman is now recovering in the hospital after undergoing surgery by her wounds.
I wish we could have gotten a reason for why she did it. Was it like suicide by polar bear? Or is she on drugs?
Is the reason.
Like that's man, that's just silly.
No,
that's just
there's
silly.
a video. Let's listen.
Dramatische Sekunden im Berliner Zoo.
Oh, it doesn't speak English. Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Merci beaucoup.
Never mind. It's in
Derry.
German.
Yeah, I don't. What?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah. Listen, it was either drugs, suicide by polar bear, which didn't work apparently.
Maybe just sheer ignorance. Though.
I think
Like,
it's just
people are
stupidity.
dumb.
No, because they didn't say she fell in. She jumped
Well,
in.
that's
Yeah,
the thing.
that's
Is
what
like
I'm
she
saying.
climbed in
Stupid.
thinking, yeah, just like sheer ignorance of the
Pure
situation.
stupidity of human beings.
Like,
Well, there was one thing of ignorance, and there was another thing of
Well, ignorance-
jumping into a pit of polar bears.
here's the thing: the majority, like this, might have been this. Like, the majority of people, the majority of human beings, never see a large animal in
but
their
she's
life.
32. She
That's
had to
fine.
have heard a story of a bear.
That's fine.
we're
She's-
that age.
Yeah, like she just like maybe she's only been around cats, like small animal, like the only animal
Or-
interact, and she's like, hey,
When
maybe
sometimes when you feed a dog, that's like a good. That's a good.
That's a
for
good time
some
to pet.
dogs, it's a good time to pet them. So maybe she was like, "Ooh, I can pet a polar bear."
I don't know.
But
there's a lot to
where in your
unpack there.
mind do you think that at any point it's okay to jump into an enclosure of
Some
an
people
animal?
don't use that part of their brain.
It just doesn't happen.
I don't. That,
It's like the dudes in
it's one
Florida.
of the few things I don't understand. Is like how does that not compute?
Some people don't have those
of, like,
good
just
reasoning
don't.
skills.
There's a sign.
Lead
Read the
paint.
sign. There's songs about it. There's a very good song about reading a sign that says "Don't do something."
Oh, I thought you'd say there was a song about jumping into a polar bear.
I was like, can you please tell me
I
about
was like,
polar
oh,
bear
I
song?
want to hear about this. Is it from the Arctic Monkeys?
I want to know. Oh
We were
man.
on the Polar Express.
But no, like a lot of people, they don't understand because they'll never have. People are so far separated from nature in general
What's
that like they don't understand that. It's like when you're going on a road trip and you go through Colorado and you see a giant fucking moose in the middle of the road. There's inevitably that dumbass family who's up
Yep.
5 feet from it. Just
Taking
like that
pictures.
has no idea.
Taking pictures.
Yeah, they're
They
like,
get
oh,
mauled by a
I'm
freaking
gonna get
moose.
that picture.
Yeah.
They don't understand
That thing's head is
animal-
above you.
Yeah.
You're just like, why?
It
Why?
happens so much more often than you think. People see a bear in the middle of the road. They're like, oh, I can go take a picture of that bear. It's just standing there. Nope.
Well, it's
You get
so,
it just people don't think. They're so far separated from nature that they don't understand that nature's there to fuck them up.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I've never
that bit's
seen.
scary.
I've never seen. Well, I guess I have seen a bear, like in person, but it was at a zoo. But like,
I've seen a bear in the wild, and my first instinct, run the fuck away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's just-
get the fuck away from it. But that's the thing. Is
some people don't have the natural like survival instinct.
Well, no, and
some
it's
people are just
it's
like,
what- it's what he
like,
said.
oh,
Is
okay.
people are so separated from nature.
Like-
You're not separated from nature,
Yeah.
so your thought is
Like-
don't go near the bear.
like think of someone who's literally lived in the city their
Like
entire
downtown,
life.
like they lived in downtown LA.
Their
whole
entire
life.
like someone lived in New York,
yeah,
their
you-
entire life. The only interaction they have with animals is cats, dogs, maybe seeing some stuff at the zoo.
Pigeons.
You don't understand that nature is there and it's a fucking machine. Like you just don't get it because you have no interaction with that.
well, did you hear about the story of the guy that like he thought that like bears were his friend, and he was like, you don't understand them. They're majestic creatures.
They're still
and
wild.
He
they're
went
wild
he
animals.
went into the woods during like it was like getting close to like deep winter.
Uh-huh.
He went into the woods and he was finding bears that were still active
Uh-huh.
in deep winter, like near after the hibernation was supposed to start.
Uh-huh.
He was finding the bears that were active, and he was like, "Oh my god!" Like he was finding like big piles of like shit, and he was like, "Oh my god, it's still warm. I feel so connected." And he would like go up to these bears, and then a bear was just like, like, "Yeah, I need to eat," and like food,
Yeah.
and it literally. So, the actual story is that he was mauled to death by the bear and eaten. Him and his girlfriend were mauled to death and eaten by the bear on live recording. He was recording him going to the bear, and there was actual recording of that.
Oh, metal.
But the family,
metal.
but the family refuses to let it be released.
I mean, I get it.
I get
Well,
it.
yeah, it's a
I get it, but
Revenant
mauled to
the
death by a
world
bear.
but the world deserves it.
Just watch Revenant. You'll be fine.
There was a sick part of me that wants to see the video of the guy actually getting mauled,
Honestly,
and I want to hear the
yeah,
actual
me too.
screams. Like I have a deep desire to hear that.
Not the screams. I kind of want to see how like everything that happened.
No,
Hey,
I want to hear. I
you-
need to hear the screams
Because in all honesty, like when you see that on a video, you're like, "Oh shit!"
It's something
Like,
that you understand
Now, don't
when
get
you
me
see it.
wrong. Like I know, don't go up to a bear.
Well, I would
That's
feel bad
stupid.
too. I would feel
But,
bad
like,
during it.
Then I'm like, "Oh, this is what happens when you do go up to a bear."
Play
And
stupid
I think
games,
there's a-
get stupid prizes.
Yeah.
This is a lesson you don't
I
normally
think
get
there's
to
a lot of
see.
people that need to see that to be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, this is why you don't do this shit."
I mean, yeah, it's like that's why I said like the world deserves to see like this is what happens when you think this way. Like you
Yeah.
could be easily killed by this creature.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Damn, nature, you scared.
So I will say this about the beer:
Yeah.
the last drink of the can,
Yeah, when it gets warm, it's not good.
it's a little harsh.
Yeah, that's why I have this whole full second can that I'm not gonna
That's
drink.
why you
I'm
saw
thinking of
me.
one, yeah.
I don't know if you got. I literally had to like sit over.
I was
Yeah.
watching you as
because
you
it was a
talking.
little harsh.
I had to finish mine, like, I when mine got to here,
Yeah.
I was like, we're gonna kill it.
Yeah, when we get a little on the warm side, it's not.
It's hops.
You
It's
get,
It
you
hops.
get
low-
that with all of these though.
It
Yeah, it's
lowers.
all the hoppier spears. Yeah.
It lowers the rating a little bit when it gets a little
Well,
warmer.
especially with the acidity and like warm. Like you can't think of like a warm orange. Like, it doesn't sound
You mean like a
appetizing.
room temperature orange?
That's generally how I eat my oranges.
Yeah, that's how I eat my oranges too. Room temperature.
I guess that's fair. I think like a hot orange.
Well, I'm
Like,
not
if you
gonna
left
eat
an
an
orange out here.
I'm not gonna eat an orange.
I'm gonna
and let that
microwave
in for an
this
hour.
orange. I'm gonna
That's what I'm
microwave
saying,
an orange.
exactly. Think of
Always
that.
microwave
This
an
orange has been sitting in my car for 4 days. Let me eat it.
Okay,
It's
well,
gonna be
no.
so soft.
Oh my god. I don't think it'd be the same color at that point.
As long as the mold didn't hit, you'd be alright.
It's like bread. You just pick it up.
You just
I don't think that's how that works.
scrub it off a little bit.
Yeah,
It's only on the outside.
yeah. You just
You peel that off anyway.
Yeah, you peel off the mold and you're good.
Did you know they do? So this is.
Oh god, just mold makes me sick.
I'm trying to. Good.
Even when I
because-
see it on
good.
bread, I'm like throw the whole.
Yeah, it's
throw,
gotta go.
Like even if there's like a small circle of mold, I'm like throw the whole bread out.
Depends
I
on
don't
if
even-
on cheese. If it's on a block of cheese in a certain spot,
Still won't do it.
I'll cut it off.
Nope, I won't do it.
Then
I'll throw
I
the
have
whole
a
thing
great
out.
thing to tell you about how some people cook steaks. Because some people do a dry fermentation of meat,
Oh yeah,
which
dry
means they allow mold to grow on the meat before they actually
you cut
like,
all that
smoke
off
it.
though. You cut all that off. Though.
You cut all of it off, but they mold the meat in a dry fermentation.
you do-
I hear that it gets like a nutty taste to it.
Yeah.
A nutty?
I'm
Like,
s-
it's very
yeah.
umami flavor.
Yeah. I'm
Mommy?
Umami.
Oh, I thought you
It's like,
said
it's
mommy.
like, oh,
I
mommy.
was like, I don't want to taste that. That's gross.
It's you.
I wanted to be. I was very careful about how I put together that sentence
Oh, mommy.
because it almost came out of I don't want to taste my mommy because that's gross.
no one wants to taste their mommy unless you have a
umami.
mommy dom
I just thought of the Welcome to Miami song.
Welcome
Welcome to my mommy.
Welcome to my mommy.
Have you tasted my mommy? Ew! No! Oh,
You've
yes.
tasted someone's mommy.
I have.
Oh my god.
That's true.
Oh my god.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Off air, I do want to discuss something for Mother's Day.
Okay.
I know it's a while.
That's
away,
like a
but-
year out, but we're set.
But I have,
Yeah, let's talk
I have
about
a very, very interesting idea,
okay.
Okay.
and we will not discuss it on air
Unless it's
Until
on
the day.
Patreon.
Until
until the day of.
We could do it on.
if it comes into fruition. But I have
We
a
could
very
do
good
it on
idea.
Patreon, so that the only way she could find out is if she paid for it.
No.
No. We'll surprise all the way.
Yeah, it's.
Not a chance.
I think it's a good idea, but
Thinks it's a good idea.
I'll run it by you guys.
So we're gonna get a lot of umami.
No.
Umami.
It just has to do with mommy.
All you got to do is just simmer some bonito fish flakes in water for a long time. You got you a good umami base for any type of ramen right there.
We do need to plan hot beef juice part 2 though, but
I mean, I want to. Yeah.
we need. I'll get on it next week. Next week.
We kind of did. We kind of did though, because didn't we do a live? We did a live where I.
No. This is gonna be
'Cause we did a
legit hot beef
punishment.
juice.
Maybe the legit hot beef
legit.
part 2.
But
Not live.
I will literally get on it this week.
We should do it live. Actually, we should record it, but also do it live.
No, I'll get on it this week and it'll be off or no, it'll be the next week's episode.
Okay. That should. I mean, that should have been my birthday thing.
Fuck
but
your
okay.
face. Oh my god, I hate the food I hate the gross. Ugh.
Trust me, I'm not looking forward to it,
Uh-huh.
but content-wise, it's gold.
What if I-
Hot beef juice is our most viewed video on YouTube.
What if I honk in the car?
That's fine.
I'm actually.
that's away from me. I'm fine.
I'm sad that you feel that way because I'm actually really looking forward.
No,
to it. I
not
can't
not for
wait.
the flavor, but for the reaction.
I'm in it for the punishment.
Because it's not gonna be.
So now you learn something about.
No,
me,
here's the
ladies
thing:
and
is it's
gentlemen.
not gonna be on everybody.
I'm in it for the punishment.
It's gonna be for one person. And it's a 33% chance that you're gonna be doing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's not fair.
No, it's
That's
it's gonna
pretty
be great.
equal. That's pretty equally fair.
Oh, but I want it.
You can take mine.
I mean, we can make a separate one for you, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
I just
if
want
you
to
aren't
do
the
it.
one that has to do it initially, I guess we can let you do it.
You can do it.
It's weird, but fine.
Yeah, and we'll have a weird twist where like not only is one person happy they don't have to do it, but the other person's also depressed that they don't have to do it.
Oh man,
Oh, damn it! Fine,
No,
you win.
Next week we will get it going.
All
I
right.
will literally send a message today to get all the questions and
I just want
answers
to
I need.
say that you really.
But I won't know. I'm going to tell them to send it to my wife, and she will print out the questions and answers and put it in an envelope where I can't see it.
I'm upset. You have to put more effort into me, who physically cooked a meal in order to make the juice. Like I literally sautéed like vegetables and
you're-
onions and butter, and then put the juice.
I feel like the first original hot beef juice was way better, though. Like, as far as grossness,
Oh yeah, it was much more gross. I just put a lot.
that's the
of,
point.
I
You
put
want it
love-
to be gross. Like, that's the whole point.
but it was like, well, I thought mine would be more gross because it was like
We're going to need a trash can, though.
it was like ketchup, mustard.
Because I'm going to make it gross.
It was like ketchup, mustard, root beer, and then butter that was left over from
What's
sautéed
weird is all
onions.
you could taste was butter in yours. All you could taste was butter.
And root beer.
in root beer.
I couldn't taste the root beer.
You can taste the root beer?
I even mixed mine up so I could taste the mustard, and it just tasted like a little bit of acidic root beer.
No,
I was like, this
just
isn't
tasted-
that bad.
I just tasted the mustard curdles.
that was
Or
literally
the butter curdles.
that was literally a drink where like if it was in front of me and I just didn't have water like
don't
close to
drink
me at the
enough
time,
gross
I would
stuff.
sip out of it. I would sip the drink that I had. What'd you say?
I said we don't drink enough gross stuff.
We don't. I think we should drink a lot more. I
You
think
guys go ahead and up that intake of gross stuff.
I
I'm
think-
gonna drink water.
I think should we
and beer.
do the Cavalier punishment? I think we
Water?
should do a monthly Cavalier
beer.
punishment,
water and
like a
Those are
competition between you and me.
Okay. Monthly?
I'm totally down for that.
Either monthly or even possibly weekly or bi-weekly.
No,
or
let's not do
bi-monthly.
weekly. Let's not do
Bi-monthly?
weekly.
I
Let's
kind
do
of wanted it
monthly.
to be a every other week.
Let's do monthly.
But like I
I mean, you can make something for yourself that's gross.
Okay.
Every
You can torture
other week,
yourself.
that's fine. But I'll do monthly.
Okay. A month. Okay, so some of us, can you pull up like notes or something that we're going to look back on this and remember? Because I'm not going to remember for shit. And if I put in my notes, I'm not going to remember to look at my notes.
Notepad. What do I need to put?
Just what we just talked about.
Gross shit. Every
No, like
month.
like the cat. no, like
Pretty much it.
All right,
monthly
safe.
monthly Cavalier competition.
Monthly Cavalier
Gross shit.
Yeah,
competition.
and yeah, loser gets punishment.
Okay.
We have to
Loser
decide what kind of punishments those are.
gets punishment.
Not sexually or sexually. I mean, that's you two. I don't know
that's
if you guys want to
definitely
get into
non-sexual.
Some brotherly love.
That's incest shit.
Hey there, brother.
We'll pass on the incest.
Not because it's gay, just because it's incest.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, not to weed out the LGBTQ community.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
you got one of them here, so don't worry
Man,
about
We
yeah,
it.
just
exactly.
want the non-incest. We don't want the incest community in this shit.
Yeah, we don't want fucking Alabama or Arkansas people
I mean, they're
involved.
pretty close to us. It's
We don't want them involved, though. They can be close.
but what if they have a lot
But
of
not
money?
too close. But not too close.
I mean, they're pretty used to too close.
But I'm not. And I don't want to be.
Only if they're your sister.
What do you mean too close? We keep it in the family.
God damn it.
Ugh.
I'm so glad I'm not related.
Come here,
either of
Rex.
You. Oh, that's
Oh no! That's bestiality.
That's illegal.
Oh,
Did it?
No,
gross.
we did it.
No, you did it. No, we didn't do shit.
Don't you dare tag me in
Who
that.
Don't you
says-
dare tag me in that shit.
Who says dogs aren't part of the family?
Well, they are, but not in that way.
Boys,
Yikes.
yikes. Well, what do you think, guys?
So anyways, tell us about the Korean kid you went to adopt.
What?
Anyways,
I didn't say adopt. I said foreign exchange.
he said
student.
purchase. I'm sorry.
I didn't say purchase.
Anyways, well, thank you for joining us on Off the Rails.
Jake's racist till next week.
You're the one that wants a
racist
brown
after
kid.
next week.
Yeah, he'll be racist till the end of time.
I am very aware of race. It's very funny.
That
to me.
doesn't mean you're not racist.
No, it's just very funny to me.
That's pretty. That's
No.
That's
It's not
racism.
racist. It's funny. That's what I tell myself. That's what I tell my therapist.
you're right.
Thank you for joining us. Off the Rails.
Your therapist is like, yeah, he's racist.
My therapist that laughs at me.
She's
Anyways.
like, guys, listen in. This dude's totally racist.
I wish
Isn't that like a thing of, I don't know.
I want a black
Dude,
therapist. that's racist against
therapists
white
definitely talk to other therapists.
Oh, yeah.
about the therapy.
people. We
stuff.
talked
their
about therapists talking to other therapists.
Yeah.
But we'd only talked about them like being humans.
No,
and
we
going
talked
We
about
talked about
therapists
like
needing
gossip.
therapy.
Like
Yeah.
talking shit on their patients. I love that. I want that.
I'm sure they totally do to other therapists.
I don't know. I
wanna
feel like
get
I
stoned
feel
with
like
a
a
therapist
I
and hear
feel like
stories.
a well adjusted human won't
Understands people's
necessarily
situations.
judge, but will just be like, man, everyone's their own person.
Well,
And I think that you kind of have to do that in therapy,
Yeah.
like as a therapist, because you're going to be dealing with so many different people. You can't set expectations of what a human's supposed to be.
As someone who deals with a therapist, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
as someone who also
Mine's-
has dealt with a therapist, I also do.
Mine
Same.
is very non-judgmental.
No, that's no I've never.
It's
I've had like
fantastic. I love it.
I've had experience. Like I've never had a therapist who I thought was judgmental. I've had to change therapists though because we just didn't
Click.
vibe.
Yeah.
You feel
Like-
like they don't understand?
Yeah, like if they don't, there's a commonality that has to be there. Otherwise,
like
I feel like
men
I'm
want
performing.
male therapists.
No, I don't care if it's male or female. I just need someone who is
have-
who is.
I have an older
No, but I'm
black
saying like some
lady.
people need that connection.
No,
I
for
have an
sure.
older black lady as a therapist, and that's like literally my favorite type of person. Like I don't know why. I love
Well, it's like
older black
brutally
lady.
honest but funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
exactly,
that's
what
exactly
it is.
what
She's
it
lived
is.
a life as a black woman in a
Yeah.
she's got her shit
And
figured
she's.
out.
I think she said she's from Mississippi.
Oh hell yeah!
So like it's.
The dirty South.
Whoa.
No, the dirty South. That's what it's called, the dirty South.
Yeah, that's that.
But
That's
no,
that.
no,
I'm done with these
I want
mosquitoes.
to say because I think this is kind of important because the easiest parts of my life are when I
I'm racist.
no, but the easiest parts of my life are when I wouldn't say purposely, but I'm
I literally just like drool, like fear just went down all my face.
Nice.
the easiest parts are when
That's
I'm
so
not
bitter.
actively trying to understand people's situations, and I'm just openly judging somebody. So someone tells me something, like especially like when you and me have the conversations, like right as the camera goes off, and I just say some rude shit just to say some rude shit about like anybody. So I'll like say something that's like borderline racist or homophobic, or something that's just like purposely trying to piss people off, even though it's not on the air. I'm just saying it to say it, and you're like, why would you say that? It's just like, because I'm fucking tired, and like I've dropped my guard at that point. I'm no longer trying to think of like people as in they're in a situation that's difficult. I'm just thinking of like when you think of a drug addict, you're like, oh, it's just a piece of shit, like dirt on the street. When it's like, oh, it's probably someone who like either their family died or okay.
Yeah, that was weird.
Loud.
That was loud, yeah. But it's like either somebody who like could have lost their family, or someone who could have like lost their job and just couldn't get another
It
one.
boils down to you don't know everyone's situation.
Yeah,
you
you don't know
don't.
anyone's situation, and it's so easy to openly judge people. It's so easy to just be like,
yeah.
oh, piece of shit on the street, like fucking homeless person, or drug addict, or someone, or like cheater, or like whatever title you want to throw at somebody. I'm saying that because everyone I've dated has been with a lot of people have cheated on me. And I know a lot of people who have been cheated on and cheated. And a lot of it's like, when you know the person, you're like, oh yeah, I understand the situation. When you don't know the person, or you don't try to understand the situation, it's like, oh, fucking this person. Like,
I mean,
fuck that guy.
There's actually a word for like kind of what we're talking about. It's
like
called-
disassociating from how the person is.
It's called sonder. The word sonder, and it means is the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. Like,
I'm gonna save that word. I like that word.
It's something that like that everyone forgets about all the time. But like the people around you, like you know how like all of your shit's going on in your brain.
They got their own shit.
Yeah,
going on.
everyone is the same level, if not worse, than what's going on in
Like,
your own brain. So be
I mean,
kind. to
anyone in
everyone.
anyone in this room
Mhm.
would be a liar if they would say they didn't pass judgment on someone else.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
for sure.
And
Because
I'd be a liar
everyone
if
does it.
And I'd be
Oh,
a
yeah.
liar if I didn't say that there was so many times in my life where I think whatever I'm going through is the most fucking important thing in the world.
And it's not.
And then
It's
when I
probably one of
talk
the
to somebody, like it's always a competition where someone's like, "Oh yeah, I'm having a bad time." I'm like, you don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
It's just and
What's
then I have
crazy
to
is like
unwind,
your
be I'm
situation's probably not any worse than
Yeah,
their situation.
but in your mind,
to
it's like,
them,
Yeah.
because everyone like puts their situation on a pedestal.
Yep.
And every other situation's right here, and you're up here.
That's
because
why-
it's happening to you and not to them.
That's why I want to say I think it's very important that in those situations, especially the situations where, and this is seriously for everyone that's listening to this, because this is a situation that every single person does, like so many times in their life, like probably the majority of their life they do this, where they're having a bad day, someone else is also having a bad day, and you make it a competition of who's having a worse day, and that person is like the alpha, or that person like is grinding harder. Listen, when you're in that situation, please don't be the person that goes, oh, like you don't even know, or you think that's bad. Like at that time,
Be the person to listen.
yeah, and not only that, at that time, all you like just sit there, if you take a deep breath and go, just like, okay, and then like give yourself a second to think about the situation. You go, okay, I'm really sorry. Like I'm sorry you're going through that. Like, and if you give yourself the time to appreciate what they're going through and be like, I'm really sorry that you're going through that, and I hope that gets better for you, then you'll feel a little bit better about your situation. You'll be like, okay, like
Yeah,
like,
well, and like
when you share the weight, then the weight's also lifted off of you.
well, and like when someone shares their hard times, you
Don't shit on that.
Well, not only that, but you don't have to share yours.
Yeah.
You can just let them have their moment.
Yeah, that
Because
as well.
that's what they're wanting is someone to listen. Now, if they're like, hey, what you got going on, then you can share. But don't immediately feel like, oh, well, let me share my bad time to trump your bad time. Or even to be like, oh, let me put your bad time in perspective. Just listen to their bad time. Even if you're having a bad time, just shut the fuck up and listen.
I am the perspective guy, but that's also because it's hard for me to shut the fuck up. So anytime
I
I
know.
hear someone's story, it's just like, oh no, I have a relative story. Let me try to
but-
relate
but-
to you so I can
but
help
what's
you.
crazy is no,
People don't want that. All
They
the
don't
time.
want that.
They don't
Yeah.
want to be related to. They want
They
to be
want
heard.
to be heard.
Yeah.
They want to be listened to and then understood.
I'm a helper,
And
not a listener.
then end at that. They don't want you. They don't necessarily want your story.
They don't even necessarily want you to fix the
They-
problem.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
saying,
they
they don't
just
even
want-
necessarily want your help. They, just want to say things.
Yeah, they just want to let it out there,
Yeah.
and someone to hear what they're saying.
That is
And
one.
that's it.
One thing that I've learned to do, especially with my friends, when they approach me and they are they're either troubled with something going on in their life or they have some extraneous like circumstances going on at them. Whenever they start talking, my first thing before they get going, I'm like, hey, are we looking for answers or are we looking to be heard?
Vent.
Like, because I can do both. I just need to know
Right.
which one that you need at this
Because
point
if
in
they're
time.
not looking for answers and you try to give them
Yeah,
answers,
then it just
they
makes
shut down.
Yeah, it makes the
Yeah.
situation worse.
Yeah.
So that's just like that's a thing that I that do because my first thing is automatically to try and solve the issue.
But also the person sharing the story,
Mhm.
if they're wanting answers
Mhm.
and you don't have them,
Yeah,
don't get mad at them.
yeah, don't.
It's not their fault.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't. Nobody has all the answers.
no.
And if the person you're talking to doesn't have the answers, just say, "Well, hey, at least someone listened to me."
Yeah,
Yeah, at the very minimum, just let people be an ear. Don't
Yeah.
expect answers from people. who
Never
don't have
expect anything from anyone.
no.
them. I want to say
Appreciate what you get.
Yeah,
I am. This is something I'm really trying to be better at. I am extremely bad at when people come up, and like especially like people I see at work first thing in the morning. They'll say, "Hey man," and they'll be like, "How was your weekend?" or like, "How are you doing?" And I'll go on to my story, or I'll just give an answer. I will not reciprocate.
Yeah.
But it's only one thing huge is because it's at work and I'm literally like they stop me to ask me and no matter what I'm doing I always take the time to stop and if someone like asks me a question I give them a genuine answer and then I go about my day.
I get
But then I don't have time to reciprocate because I'm like I gotta work.
I get people all day that are like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I'm like, "Good. How are you?"
And then that's it.
And they're like, "Oh, just trying to make it." I'm like, "Yeah, I hear you." And we
That's-
move on.
yeah.
I think people need to stop saying how's it going as
Because
a hello.
everyone's initial reaction is, "I'm good."
All
Well,
right.
Good.
No,
Even if you're not doing good, you're like, "I'm good."
no. What irritates this is the
Because
thing
when you see a stranger or someone you don't know and they say, "How's it going?" they don't want to fucking hear your story.
I want to
just-
hear the story.
Some
don't.
people do,
I wanna hear
but
all the
most
stories.
people don't. 99% of people do not want to hear your story.
I want to hear the
They
stories.
want to say, "Hey, how's it going?"
I want to hear some crazy
Oh,
shit.
it's going good. How are you doing?
I want someone to stop me and be like, "Let me tell you."
No,
But
sir.
I
I don't want to
no,
hear
me
that. I
neither.
was being
But-
Me
facetious.
neither.
But that's also because when somebody asks me, I want to tell them because I like telling stories. So I want to tell them a story.
You are a storyteller, yes.
I am hard to make me shut up.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying for the past 15 minutes.
I have like 19 more stories I can tell. But
Yeah,
anyways,
but
thank
we'll
you,
save
thank you
that
guys
for-
for joining us this week. I'll save you the theatricals. Thank you for joining us this week, assholes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.